All right, so here in my halfling home, I have some stairs. They are just a semicircle of stairs, but they are sunk into the wall. Oops, cat fight here. They're sunk into the ground. So I thought I would just demonstrate how I did that. And the easiest way to do that is by getting a template such as the one I'm going to show you from a swap meet. You can make these yourself, but it's much quicker if you use one that someone has made already. So this is the template I'm talking about. Paste it down, and you should find this at most swap meets of any size. I don't know the original person who made it. I think Fredulus touched it up a little bit, but it's just a whole bunch of concentric rings that are also divided into exact angles. And if you wanted to do this yourself, it would take a lot of math and the line tool, as well as a lot of spheres and a lot of time. But the quick way to do it would be just to figure out, you can probably see already from the segments on this, you could take a selection of these to be used as stairs and just pick them out as you want. Now, these squares do not correspond exactly to voxels. Oops. They may be a couple of voxels in size each, but basically we can just copy the voxels with these shapes. And I actually usually just copy them straight above because that way I can see what I've missed or not to make our stairs. It gets harder on the angled ones. You're going to have to do a couple different selections to copy. I'm going to want to put that one 2 up now. But eventually you will copy all of the voxels and you'll get a nice set of spiral stairs. Oops. You can see how it's coming together. And you would obviously choose the diameter of ring that you want for the stairs. I am doing a very small example here. This would make for some pretty cramped stairs, but you could make a much bigger one. And this is exactly how the spiral stairs that lead up to the starter home, the castle starter home, were made. It was from this exact template. I actually streamed the tutorial as I was making that starter home on Twitch, so that's saved in my Twitch highlights if you're curious. But so there we have 2 steps. I'll paint them so they're more easy to see. There we go. And so on. And I can even cheat now. Now that I've gone out to the 45-degree line, I can even cheat, save some time, just copy, paste that. I'm going to mirror it, and then I'm going to rotate it, and that will give me the exact shape for the next stair, and likewise for this one. Obviously, the more stairs you do, the more work it is. But this was pretty quick. All right. Paint that stair as well. So we can clearly tell them apart. And now I've got a full quarter, and I could just paste that around. Oops, float it up a little higher. There we go. So what if I want to embed this into a solid block? In other words, what if I want this winding through an actual solid wall? Well, let's get rid of this. Don't need it anymore. Got it as a template. And instead, let's make a solid block. Let's actually make it a different color so we can easily see. All right, blue stucco. All right, so I'm going to copy my entire stair. And I'm actually going to use this as a negative paste. So let's align it with the edge here. And I'm actually going to remove voxels. Click, click. I could also be holding down the F key. That would also cause it to remove voxels. And I'm just going to keep on going down until it's high enough for a person to stand in. And yeah, be somewhat conservative when making spiral stairs, even though this template makes it very easy, because people do get dizzy running around spiral stairs, especially tight ones. I know that in Alpha someone made a very early set of spiral stairs, which was amazing and brilliant work, but ended up on one of the swap meets so that everybody took a copy of it and everybody had it in every build, and you got so tired of running around little tight spiral stairs that I try and avoid them now for the most part. But this is just a semicircle, it's not a whole spiral stair. All right, so yeah, you can see as I go down, oops, missed a line, it's just carving out the stairs in here. I actually cut a hole in the ceiling by mistake, so I'm going to untick that remove voxels and repaste that one. And if I find that I've made it a little too big, I can add more back in. But yeah, you will notice now that I have a cutout set of stairs. Super easy. Oops. And oops. What did I do? Did I miss copying the middle here? For some reason I didn't cut out the back. I think I may not have copied the whole template, which was very sloppy of me. No, why is that not cutting? This was very mysterious. What happens if I delete? Is there space behind it? Ah, okay, so look at what we've discovered. When I deleted that line, we can see that there is actually a paper-thin line. Don't know how well you can see that in this light. Let me try and change that. All right. There is a very thin line of voxels here that made it look like I didn't cut that. So that happened in between these two. Why did this happen? There must be a very, very thin line of voxels between those two. So all I need to do is paint it, which I can do with the fill tool. Add and then the E option. Paint. Did that. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. So if I were to paint this, you would actually see there is that completely flat line there. So what you would want to do is just use your fill tool, E, to paint that. Fill tool, E. And you'll notice it has not painted completely flat all along, but it has at the bottom. It's this point at the bottom that is causing that paper thin line. So if I copy these voxels, paste them up above their original position, and just remove them, that will force that sheet to be pretty much flat. It's just a little trick of cleaning up. I must have picked an unfortunate voxel size. It shouldn't normally be this complicated. But this is a great example of how to fix that error. Okay, so now I actually have that paper thin sheet of voxels there, and if I were to copy this again, well, what I should do is mirror this first, because the same thing is going to happen on the opposite side since I originally mirrored those voxels. Oops. All right. Okay, now I'm going to copy the whole thing again. Copy, and we'll paste it down again. Blue means I'm deleting. And that's better. So that's removed that little paper thin artifact all the way through. Oops, looks like I got a little bit left there, which I could clean up. I may have missed a couple lines. I could clean that up by copying, for example, this section of the wall and pasting it down here. Or I could go through and delete where I clearly missed. It looks like I'll need to redelete. But at any rate, that's the simple way to make an embedded stair using that template I showed you. And again, you can find that in most SpotMeets.